It is it is freezing for me. I don't know why, but okay. So for the team now, for
Navi, you
I'll
have
start
one
with team.
bar.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. For team PMP, I will start with team PMP. For Bunting, I thought that Bunting was just talking, just for talking sake. I tuned him out all the time. I personally don't like Bunting, so I'm not going to listen to him. I think that was my problem. But I
Keep to
tuned
the
him out. When it
debate,
comes on
though.
to Julian, no, I think Julian was very assertive with his lies. Even if I think if you did not know that they were telling a lie, you will probably believe Julian because of how his tone and how he went about it. For the lady now, I think that she should have been given more time to talk. I She should have been given more time to talk because I think that she would have gave them gave them some better strong points in the debates. Even though she gone off topic all the time, she I liked her. I personally liked her, Deva. For team JLP favor, I don't know why people expected her to be out the gate and stuff like that, but I understand why she was there. I think that she had the good points, but she was talking too slowly. But listen, neighbor, I think the point here, I think the point here for Favor tonight was to mash down the PNP lies, and I think many people not looking at it from the optics point of view. They said that she couldn't be there. They said that a team JLP wouldn't believe in her, stuff like that. I think was for Favor. This was her time for redemption, regardless of what they said. It is just if we not putting her out there tonight, neighbor, we'll just would have just
Sorry, I wonder. Sorry, no, I wonder about the moderator in these debates, though, because separate and apart from keeping time, what is the role of the moderator? Because I thought that this debate was about the economy. How does corruption and propaganda comes in and innuendos and all of that? I don't know. Why did the moderator allow these things to go? Can the moderator not direct the debate back to the substance? When you're going off to talk about all of these things, why is the moderator not allowed to redirect questions, for example, and to hold the debaters to answering the questions? I mean, why? I'm not so sure why. The moderator only keeps the time. We don't need a moderator
eh,
here.
but the only thing, neighbor, I didn't expect Auntie Favor to be right out the gate and stuff like that. So I don't know what people are raving and raging about. Like we don't know
But
she's
I
not
don't
a
know that
debater.
we should be knocking any individual. This is a team debate. So let us speak to the team. On any team, there are going to be different levels of strength and weaknesses. That is why you have a team. How did the JLP team do? Leave Antifable alone.
That's what I'm
I
saying,
agree.
neighbor. I don't know why people are making it out into something it's not. The team did well and the team won.
But
I don't care what nobody has to say about
if I
Auntie
and you, if
Favor.
I and you, if we are on a team and we score, now the team win, man. We don't need to talk who scored the goal. Is the team that we want to focus on? How did the Jamaica Labour Party team do?
They perform
Yes,
well.
they did excellent. I did it, but only thing, neighbor, what when it came out, Tyra said it. My only problem this debate was I wanted Minister Tufton to address current and regional budget overrun.
Okay,
That's what was the main
look at
thing.
the team. Look at the team that the Labour Party placed out there today to the people of Jamaica, and look at the PNP's team. The team out front for the Jamaica Labour Party. Yes, Dana Morris Dixon, Faval Williams, Christopher Tufton. Is that a better team than Peter Bunting, Julian Robinson, and that lady that nobody know her name? Is the Labour Party
Yes.
team a more competent, distinguished, experienced, credible team? That's a question. I mean, Julian Robinson, Minister of Finance. I don't know that. Is that his approach as a minister? He was in my view pretty I don't even know what to say. I think he was, if anything, the worst. His behavior
Neighbor,
his behavior
my
was
only my only issue, neighbor, that I have with tonight's debate, neighbor, regarding the debating commission and how the debate is set up, neighbor. I really think, neighbor, that after these debates, neighbor, the debating, not necessarily from the debating competition, but there need to be a serious independent team, neighbor, that do the fact checking. Because, neighbor, for example, if from the first debate when Damian Crawford made the pronouncement that $20 billion was spent on Cornwall region, if he was properly fact checked, neighbor, there's no way that the opposition spokesman and finance could have come with that argument tonight again.
no, they'll come with it, Scratchy, because it's part of the propaganda line. They're not careful for facts, The lady's name is Keisha Anderson. Keisha Anderson is her name. But Scratchy, the team JLP tonight, did well.
Yes, neighbor, most definitely. I think it was a very equipped team. As I said, neighbor, I have I have nothing bad to say about Anti-Fable. Anti-Fable came out as Anti-Fable. She showed up as Anti-Fable. She came with her information, neighbor. Sometimes, neighbor, it's not about the height, neighbor, it's the substance. And she had the substance. She might not have the height nor the style of delivery as others will expect. But definitely, neighbor, we have to understand in the neighbor that these type of debates are different from the normal type of debates, neighbor, that we're used to. In normal format that we're used to, neighbor, moot is given. You're given time to research that moot, whether you're for or against the moot, neighbor. In this case, neighbor, it's a question and answer debate. And for the government, neighbor, the government will always be fielded with uncomfortable questions that may cause some form of worry, or things that are not going in the part of the government side. So I guess the government told their own, neighbor, and the government did came out and showed up and did exactly and did
Let
well.
me tell you
Trust me.
something. You see the questioners at these debates, they are about their careers. They're not about helping Jamaicans. That TVJ, well, let me not even. These questioners are not about asking the right questions, sir.
Yeah, true.
It's all about how can we put them on the back foot.
Yes.
That gentleman, I don't remember his name, asked a very good question. But the journalists I find are about promoting their careers. They are not about asking questions to help the Jamaican people. And they are part of the problem. These questioners, they're part of the problem. I find that the structuring of the questions makes it appear as if the government is failing. And that is nonsense.
But neighbor, my problem is tonight, right? Favour is favour as same Emily Shield who gave maybe the winnings last week. She said JLP clearly won.
And
Right? Julian Robinson.
I care not
Emily,
for,
she said. Emily, she said Julian Robinson went off. He was not even debating no more. He was shouting and he wasn't even having facts. Bunting came with a personal attack. Other lady, she didn't answer no question. This was all Emily Shield assessed it. She said favour will be favour, but she had facts, but because she was spoken soft. Because she talks soft and a debate and people expect shouting, then you know you're a fact because she fact checked Julian to say what you're saying is incorrect, your math is not right. But because she talks so soft, by the believer, but because Julian showed about pro-box and blah blah blah, right? So what we're getting is that Julian went there.
Hold on, sir. I tell you something. I care zero about Emily Cooks and what she said.
Right, all right, you're right. But anyway, the question was asked by Julian.
No, hold on. I have said, sir,
Okay, sir.
that I don't think that journalists should declare winners in debates.
You're right.
Because is what Emily said is now being shared, and what you said that
Yeah,
people
you're
are going to
right.
take. We have to think for ourselves.
Oh, I feel you're right, yeah.
Okay, and so let us discuss the debate, the
All right.
substance of the
So the
debate.
question was asked to
Yeah.
Julian, what percent will you give the teachers? Up till now, it is 1222. It did not answer the question. All he said was the 3.5 will put more money in their pockets. It did not answer the question. And he said, when we form government, we will figure something. They keep saying that because they was asked the question too. How much percentage, knowing that you're saying the JLP is giving this percent, how much the question was asked distinctly to him, how much percentage will you offer the teacher? Can't give us the percentage up until now. And I'm saying, why didn't the person who asked the question go back and say, Julian, the question was asked? Because it's what I like about American debate. Then precise and then ask the question exactly. If you don't answer the question, I'm gonna ask you again because you have to answer what them ask you. How much percentage are you willing to give to the teachers? It did not answer it. All in said the 3 point whatever. And then a teacher up here what me talk to, because I go back to Jamaica to work. And he said to me, so listen to me carefully. He said the 3.5 what am I talk about? If not raise the teacher pay. Because I expect that to use against me to say, oh no, already I get more money, so when I raise on the pay. It's
The
a trick.
line is the line is long, sir. Give some other people a chance.
Yes,
Let's
okay,
go
sorry.
to let's go to Olympic Way and then to Dexton. Olympic Way, good night, sir.
Good night, sir. I just want to add a couple things to what you're saying, and I'm happy that social media exists. As you said, not only the journalists, the stations are working for their breadth, and as such, this flip-flopping that we are seeing and letting us feel that we are not intelligent thinkers is causing a problem, right?
Yes.
You spoke about why the moderator can't ask any question. The moderators were set up before. Remember, the
Yes, why
PMP
can't they guide the debate and follow up the question and guide people back to answering questions?
This
They are
90
not timekeepers.
Okay, so you have to think about the 90 minutes. If you notice, there are more ads in it than questions that were asked. So it's about how much money can they make within the 90 minutes. So what has happened is that the television station that we, the Jamaican people, gives the right to broadcast, they could not give us 2 hours of proper allocated times to have a proper presentation for the people of Jamaica. For the moderator to stop and ask. Because just look on the schedule and look how it was formulated. It was
Yeah, but why George Davis there? And remember, this is the same George Davis that the PNP never want there.
Yes, but at the same
You can't
time,
ask a question. All him do is keep the time.
but if
We
you
need a but we do,
sorry, neighbor, but if you notice the previous moderator from when last weekend, that's what when it held, did the same thing. So we need to move away from
it's
that.
awful. The answer the questions, the way the questions are formed always places the government on the defense. In other words, you look in the country. There is no perfect country on earth, sir. And you know, a man came up here earlier and cried. And he was crying because he said, imagine the prime minister have to be out there 2 o'clock campaigning. The questions are formed in a way that suggests to the people of Jamaica that we are failing, and we are not failing, sir.
But it is, and it has been, and I say it already and I'll say it again. You is helping to change Jamaica. And
Me, sir?
Yes, because I have been in the belly of the beast, and I understand what's happening, I said already, and I'm saying it again. What the PNP party did in terms of saying that they don't want the journalists, or they choose which journalists they want, is to set a stage. No, they set the stage in terms of the moderator not able to ask, to say you did not ask the question or you did.
Correct.
It's a timekeeping he's doing. I'm keeping you on time. Oh, no. We have how many radio stations and television stations in Jamaica? It's only TVJ asking the questions.
Well, is this modern practice otherwise done here? But is this case in other debates where the moderator has the option of asking a question?
No, sir. If you look at the presidential debates, There is
Exactly.
one person asking questions. That person challenges the debaters. There is a time that is set, but you see, you have to listen to JR. Look at a matter as important as the PNP's 3.5. There is no way that you come off the stage tonight and you don't answer that question, sir. You see? If it is 15 minutes it will take us for you to get that question answered, it must be answered. The people of Jamaica wants the answer. They have a decision to make. Hold on. They have a decision to make on the 3rd of September. Mr. Robinson, listen to Mr. Robinson again, answer that question, and you'll realize that we are letting these people off the hook, Scratchy. We're letting them off the hook, right? Listen to it.
Exist in the budget. The budget has 4 main components. You have debt servicing, you have salaries and wages, you have the capital.
The question is, how are you going to pay for it? We're not asking you about what is in the budget. Let's hear it clear.
Budget, and then you have the programmatic budget. As a political party, we would have our own priorities, and we will look at the programmatic budget and make adjustments there. But we will begin implementing the 3.5 million threshold April 2026.
Why can't the moderator at the end of this say to Mr. Robinson, Mr. Robinson, the question was about how are you going to finance the 3.5? Why?
So, neighbor, can you imagine if George Davis had done that, what kind of argument we'll be talking about tomorrow in Jamaica?
He can't do it because he has signed on to the rules. Is that what you're saying, Olympic way?
Exactly, sir. And the
Yeah,
rules,
but I think,
is a timekeeper.
And that is what we need Jamaicans to understand, that the system is set. And it is not set in the interest of the Jamaican people. It is not.
And I am worried now about the Prime Minister. I'm telling you. After seeing these two debates and the attack, because again, neighbor, you're asking the relevant questions. Why is it that even Mr. Al Robinson, which I worked with before, very smart and very intelligent man, why shouldn't he ask, why are you not answering my question?
Our journalists have become so polarized over the years, neighbor, and have been labeled and talked to the different political side, neighbor. So whichever moderator or journalist who asks any form of question, it will be deemed political and seen political. I think that's why they want the integrity of the debate to be held, to be kept in some form of shape. Why they don't do that? Why the reason why the person who asks the question has an option to ask a follow-up question if you feel like your question is not adequately answered. I would suspect that maybe that's the route that they're going. But I can just imagine, neighbor, that if George Wright had said to adopt the option to ask
George Davis,
George Davis had the option to ask the opposition spokesman and finance what he didn't answer the question. I can tell you tomorrow morning it will be held on Powder House in Jamaica.
Yes, Scratchy.
This debate highlights what is wrong with Jamaica.
Exactly. Good. I agree with that.
What is wrong with Jamaica, sir, is that we are not showing appreciation, right, for the good work, the progress we have made. Yes? It is almost as if Jamaicans come away from this like as if somehow we are at a worse place. You know, I heard a man last week asking a question about people in St. Thomas have to be climbing up in tree to get into
trees. Yes. But neighbor, I want to ask you something, because please let me ask you something, neighbor. The health question, should it be in an economic debate? I want to know, because it bothers me. Should it divert when they ask about the health question in this economic debate?
Mr. Sir, this here, well, you know, part of my disappointment is that this economic debate was not a one-on-one debate between the finance minister and the opposition spokesman on finance. Dealing with the economy, sir. The economy was not dealt with tonight. The economy. Because the economy is what we need to understand from how it operates, how we will pay our debts, how we will pay our teachers, whatever happens in Jamaica. It is the economy. For example, the PNP says it is going to pay for its programs through organic growth. What the hell is organic growth? Why wasn't Mr. Robinson asked with that? What is the PNP's plan to grow the economy by what they said 5%? They have never done it in their history. Dana Morris Dixon tells you that there are several things that mitigate against growing an economy, including road,
Training
and
people.
And people. You know something, sir. This country is not being solved well.
No, and that's why the Prime Minister have to be doing so much work, because this idiot media place this that we have in this country is holding us back.
How you going to grow an economy, right? When your illiteracy rate is so high, how you going to grow it?
And then you're asking companies to pay people who only pay money, and they're not competent.
You know have to train them and while you're training them, you can't grow it. You're not going to talk about organic growth. When is that organic growth going to come? Listen to me.
Neighbor, we are in trouble.
Hmm?
We are in trouble, neighbor.
Yes.
Because the media that we are depending on to give us the right information to guide the country is not doing their job.
And sir, we accept in this country that the man who is vying for the job of Minister of Finance goes up there and shout. That's a strategy Robinson went there with tonight, deliberate, to deflect, to distract. He was about optics. He wasn't about any substance. He don't know what thing that he's talking about. He don't know how he's going to grow the economy. He don't know where the money going to come from. Right? He just wants people to think that he's on top of his game. He was not on top of no game.
Neighbor, how is it
no
going?
game. And quite frankly, they should have held his feet to the fire for him to tell us how he planned to pay for this. How much you going to give to the teachers? Huh? You talk about disrespect. Robinson was on a stage. He's talk about he was performing for his audience. Maybe he's in trouble over his seat and wants to win that.
Oh, I was gonna tell you that, neighbor, before you came up with it. I said he was trying to shore up his seat, because that's the impression I get. I think he was playing for the people in his constituency, the base that is now, from what I gather, they are shifting away from him.
Uh-huh.
And I think he was just playing to that gallery right there.
Yeah. What about the PNP's manifesto? Why was that not asked? Yes.
Sir,
Anyway.
we are in trouble. We're in trouble if we don't look and see that we're in trouble with the way these things are being presented.
Listen to me before you go, sir. 250,000 new jobs. Crime is at an all-time low. Poverty in this country has been cut in half. Never before have we seen such investment in infrastructure. The debt is reduced, and we go to an economic debate. And the people asking questions make it seems as if to say, well, nothing now go on. It's rubbish, sir. It's rubbish.
No question, no proper question out of the education. But I am gonna run now, neighbor. But look at it. Yeah, no question out of the Jamaica Labour Party manifesto on education in terms of finances. Nothing on health. Nothing else.
No acknowledgement, sir. No acknowledgement of the progress that we have made. It's all about their careers. Can we ask a question that make us look good? It's not about the people of Jamaica. They're not trying to help Jamaica, sir. They're trying to help themselves and their station. That's the problem we're having. Good night, sir.
A neighbor, one of the things that bother me in a neighbor, when you constantly hear Julian Robinson speak about cutting from the cutting programs, neighbor, each and every program, neighbor, is in the yellow book, is in the budget, it is established. I think they would need to pressure Julian Robinson to tell us from now, bro, it is already established. All the programs are listed. Tell us which one the People's National Party are going to cut before you ask Jamaicans to vote for you come September 3rd. They are all there, neighbor. They can tell us from now. You don't have to go in before you can tell us. Tell us which one of these programs you are going to cut. And they could know exactly, because it is there, it is listed there. It is, they don't have to go in before they can tell us. It is listed in the yellow book. That's the budget that was presented last April. They can't tell us.
This is not a serious debate, sir. This is not a serious debate. The debate is poorly organized, and this is not a serious debate. Anyway, Jamaica girl.
Hi, good night.
Hold on, neighbor. You're gonna have to give me a little chance before you get
Yes,
to
sir.
Jamaica.
Okay, sorry about that. Next on. Go ahead.
You forget me, man.
Go ahead.
Yes, and big up yourself, one scratchy and Tari on the line too. Um, let me just say that this was a more substantive debate on the side of the JLP than the last one we saw. And I listened to your neighbor, and I can't say I disagree with you regarding some of the points that you made. I think that the questions, as you mentioned, I noticed that a lot of them were very negative towards the government. That's
Mhm.
that's a first observation. Most of those questions were negative and left the government almost the JLP team almost in a defensive mode. They were left to defend.
Quite true. So why can't you say, for example, you have cut poverty in half, so you are
Absolutely.
giving information to the public. So you structure your question. Um, uh, Team JLP, you have cut poverty in half, but we still have
Lingering problems and
lingering problems. What are
yes,
your plans? Should you be returned to
be
government
reelected. Yeah.
to reduce the number even further? You understand what I'm saying, sir? At least acknowledge to the people
Absolutely.
that
I
that
agree with you. The way the
yeah,
questions were framed, they were framed in such a way that they portray the JLP to be almost as a failing government.
thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Yeah. And I think it is by design, sir. I really think so. I think it's by design. Yeah. Because hello, Dexton gone. Oh, he's gone. Jamaica girl.
Hi, good night again. Boy, I almost forgot why I came up here. So one, I would agree with you in terms of the structured debates. I believe that we should go sector for sector so we can see what the real ideas are. So we would have had to start the debate earlier or probably have more than one per day. So maybe one in the day, one
I
in the
don't
night.
know. I don't know what went wrong there, neighbor. But if, did you have her speaking? If you have her speaking, I'll go after them.
Yes, Jamaica girl. Finish. Wrap up. Sorry.
All right. I had actually wanted to see if you could play the part where they spoke about the increase to the teachers. I think the way Julian structured his question and based on some of the comments, that people have been left with the thinking that he's gonna give them a 9% increase in the first year, 6 the next year, whatever it is. Julian was actually referring to some document. I don't even remember
All
what
the
exactly he was
positives got
speaking
there
to.
now. What we want to see is
Go ahead. Let me see if I
Right.
can.
So he was making reference to some document or guideline or something of what is possible to offer, but he made absolutely no mention of how much he would give the teachers or how they were gonna even grow the economy. So I think we left the debate with a lot of questions still that were already asked, but we still haven't gotten any answer to them. Yes, he was referring to what is possible based on some document. I'd love if you could share that, neighbor. Because I see people commenting that Julian says he's going to give them 9% increase in the first year and then 6 and whatever. That a thing no go so. All he said is that 0 is unacceptable and they would, I guess, give them more, which could be 0.5 or 0.2. We don't know what more is, but we know for sure it's not 9. And another point, to be honest, name I don't even remember because we discussed so
Better for
many.
the public sector workers if elected. What percentage increase would a PNP administration propose?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say, we are going to treat public sector workers with respect and dignity. I won't talk to the JTA president like the Minister of Education and say him performing at his conference. That is disrespect. Disrespect.
Well, sir, you're performing right here, right now. And you are disrespecting the people of Jamaica. That's what you are doing. So don't talk about what the minister is doing. Talk about what you are doing right now to the people of Jamaica. The people of Jamaica you're asking us to vote for you to become the next Minister of Finance. Look how you are talk to we. Look how you are talk to we. Mr. Robinson, come on. You don't have no, come on, man.
Is when you need to get a meeting, you have to get restive and threaten strike action. The fiscal policy paper has, in its first year, 9%. In the second year, 6%. In the third year, 6%. They have offered 0. That is not an offer. We will do better. But
and you know, that's not true. That is not true. If you are negotiating, that's where you start from. And you know, also, this is the party that had the same teachers under a wage freeze.
Not just a wage freeze. There's several wage freezes.
Uh-huh.
There were several of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I hope that everybody listened to that just now. He said the fiscal policy paper has, what is it, neighbor, 9% and then 6.
We are easing the pressure. We easing the pressure on our nurses. We easing the pressure on our policemen. We easing the pressure so that more money will be in their pockets. They have a history of dealing with civil servants with disrespect. You right now have 2.
All right. So in the fiscal policy framework, you can't go above 9%.
Right. That's what he's saying. That's what he's explaining. He's not saying that he's offering 9%. He's saying that the fiscal policy paper dictates a 9% to maintain fiscal responsibility.
In other words, you can't go above that.
Once you're over the 9%, right. Once you're over the 9%, you're going into trouble. That's what Julian explained. I just want you guys to listen, watch the debate again, and do not be fooled. Julian will not offer the teachers 9%.
Nor can he.
Faval answered brilliantly. She said it's a negotiation, and we are committed to continuing the process. So you start at 0 and then they move
set
up.
of civil servants in the same office doing the same thing and earning different salaries. A whole set of anomalies that arose from the public sector compensation review. They haven't addressed it. There's supposed to be a meeting tomorrow with the JCTU and you cancel it. They are the ones who treat them with disrespect. We have a history of working with our public sector in the interest of this country, and we will continue to do so. So when we come into office, it will be better than 0% because there is money in the budget to provide better for public servants.
Team JLP, your rebuttal. This is a government that has given the public sector the largest wage increase in the history of Jamaica. What did the public sector know under the PNP? Wage freeze after wage freeze after wage freeze. We are committed to continue negotiating with our unions. Negotiation is a process. We still remain at the table. Our Prime Minister has indicated that we will get to a point that is satisfactory for the public sector workers and for Jamaica as a whole. We remain committed to the public sector workers.
Mrs. Williams, time. Thank
There you go, Jamaica girl.
Thank you very much, neighbor, for that clarification. So Khadija and the other lady, I don't even remember her name. I hope you guys heard clearly. Not a 9%. Anyways, neighbor, have a good night because I'm tired.
Yeah, take care. We're gonna go to Tari, and we can't take all the persons online. It's almost 12 o'clock. Mocho, PC, hello, good night, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Yes.
Good night. I want to say good night to everybody who's here and who's in the comment section. I watched the debate earlier, and my take on it was that, and you said some things earlier, that the work of this administration is not being regarded in the right manner, because for a nation that has faced all these difficulties and this Liberal government, I mean, I don't know if they insult or what, or they say the law don't give you more than what you can bear still, because what has happened, we had COVID-19 for 2 years. Persons don't understand how damaging that is to an economy right across the world, right? And after that COVID-19 now, just last year, we had a hurricane of, I think Ivan was the last one that even come close to, and that was some time back, right? With devastation. All of those contribute to damaging the economy, right? And the Labour Party has grown the economy despite all of that. You know, because the last, I saw some last, what was it, a few days ago? They said that it grew by 1.5%. Is that right?
No.
For this quarter, I think.
1.1.
1.1. Okay. Right? No. It's sad. It's very sad. As somebody mentioned earlier, that the Prime Minister have to be out now, campaigning after all the work that he and his team has done for the nation. It's very sad. The thing about what people don't understand is that Jamaica is like a seed that was covered by dirt and all type of stuff to keep it down, right? And this administration has came and steadied the ship. It's a steadying process. You have to know where you are before you can move on. And that's what they're doing now. They're steadying the ship. So from now on, there's more potential of growth to come, because you can't grow without your steady. Because you will grow sideways, and then the way you turn over, you have no foundation. And that's what they're doing. And people understand that before you grow, you have to set a foundation first. Roots have to sink deep, right? Because you can't grow on a weak foundation. You can't put a roof on a weak foundation, right? Jamaican people need to understand that. And for our country, we need to understand there's a certain amount of discipline. We have to be disciplined. That's what the Jamaica Labour Party government is. They are very disciplined. If you listen to the finance minister, how she answered her question, she's not trying to gallivant that she's gonna jump into anything so that you guys should vote for us because we're gonna give you a wild dream. She's telling you it's a negotiation and we're trying to benefit everybody right across the board. We're not talking about the teachers only. We're not talking about the police. We're talking about everybody. And I heard the Prime Minister mention that on one of his platform earlier, that there's no way you're going to focus on one set of persons and the others left behind.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Right?
Go ahead. Thank you.
Great intervention. Thank you so much. All right, listeners, we have to. Chance, are you there?
Good night, people. Good night, neighbor.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
I'm fine.
One thing I would say to everyone is that when there's a debate, one of the best things to do is to listen, not watch. So you pay attention to what is being said rather than what you're seeing visually on the television.
That's a very good point.
And that's one thing I do. I watch the debate. It's I'll tell you, it's 5:52 in the morning here for me now, but I was watching it. There's a few things that we all need to look at. That 3.5 million, right? The opposition plans to use the gains from the projected growth of 1% over the next 3 years for under the based on what the current government has done to implement that growth. However, he then say that he would implement it April 2026. And he suggests that it would have cost between, I think it was 70 billion to 90 billion to implement it. But if you're that means April of next year, you're gonna have to have that $70 billion to cover that. Bear in mind, you're not gonna collect any tax during that time because you're gonna give that tax break. All right. However, what you're gonna cost it from is 140 billion, which will occur over a 3-year period. That's 45 plus billion a year. So how are you able to, where's the next 25 billion coming from, or the next 45 billion coming from to find it April? You're not in government to say that, okay, we have these investment coming in. You have no idea of what investment you're going to be able to bring into the country to fill the gap that you're going to leave right then and there. Now, what every well-thinking Jamaican need to do, go back and listen to this debate. Don't watch it. Just sit down and listen. There's questions that was asked. All right? See who answers the question for you. Listen to the answers that was given, because it's your life that's going to be affected.
You're quite right.
Politicians.
You are quite right, and that is good.
The stakeholders, it's your life at the end of the day. Is the economy going to be better under the PNP? Is it going to be better under the labor rights? At the end of the day, in order for something to grow, you need continuity. Right? And if you're going to start now, you're going to start from zero. So 0.8% growth, yes, it's not one. It's better to continue rather than starting from zero again to get another growth. So you're looking at another 5 to 10 years before you might find that 0.8 growth.
Fantastic.
However, if you continue with the growth that you have now, you might be looking at not 1, but maybe 1.6.
Okay.
Over the next period of time.
I have to go, you see, so, but most persons have already made up their mind. We look forward to the Prime Minister on Saturday in his debate. I want to thank you here, sir, because I have to run. Tari?
That's all right, brother.
Yeah, Tari?
Just keep up the good work, man. We'll catch up.
Neighbor, I'm here.
Tell us, Tari. Use sum this up for us tonight.
Yes. Neighbor, there's yeah, right. I was saying that there's a few things that I wanted to disagree with you on.
Disagree with me?
In my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I do.
Yes.
Oh boy, never boy. If we had the
Sorry,
time,
next
but
debate is not Saturday. Great. Thanks for the correction. Go ahead with the disagreements, my son.
right. So what was I saying? Right. I do agree that the questions were framed to make put the government in a bad or make the government look as if nothing was being done or put them in a bad light. I do agree that that did happen. However, what I will also say though that for most of the debates that I've recognized, whether it wants to be the debate with one question, which is one moot, and you speak on that one moot and you come with all the sources and the days of research, or it wants to be the national debates. What I've tend to realize is that governments or side governments really in the debate usually tend to be on side defense. Why? Because even in just a regular formal debate, side government has to present their foundation for their stance. They have to present the framework. They have to present um the status quo really, and then they have to spend pretty much the entirety of their time defending what they have put forward, whilst the opposition will always try to poke holes essentially within the framework, which is why um it would seem that government is usually always doing defense whilst opposition is always on offense. And I will also say, neighbor, that read the other sectors being involved in the debates, which to be honest, I didn't really think this was much of an economic debate per se. But I will say though that it in a way it makes a debate more interesting because it does allow you to see the quickness and sharpness of the debaters in terms of how they're able to tie in the economy with another sector too. And I would say for me that does make it interesting, although I do wish to some extent that the economy would have been focused more on. For the debate itself, you know that I focused on the team and then the individuals. But the public correction that I provide to the individuals is not to degrade them, it's just really for constructive criticism or just a correction really. But let me start with the teams. So Team JLP, or let me start with the entire debate really and then to the teams. So when I started watching the debates, like everyone else when I started, it was clear to me that Favor quite literally came out of the blocks. She was dashing. When I tell you, the lady just said lies, like she ripped up Julian when she just started. However, from there, I would say that that demeanor that she would have had at the start of the debate for me wasn't necessarily consistent throughout, right? And what I would have recognized from side JLP, as I would have said the last time, I recognize more substance. I recognize substance in the sense of the Dana was grounded in terms of saying the policies that the JLP has done, and she even went further to state what will be done in the third term. Christoph Dunn was there, of course, to continue explaining the policies as well as provide even greater jobs at the People's National Party. And pretty much all in all, the JLP had their substance and content. I don't disagree. The content was there. For side PMP, I would say it turned more into a mudslinging on their side. I would say tonight that the PNP had the resonance and the optics. That's just me. The PNP and some Jamaicans, and I will disagree with this, but some Jamaicans will say that the PNP had the appeal. I personally don't think that they had the appeal, and here's why. Shouting does not equate to conviction or assertion. You may be the loudest person in the room, but you are not the most confident person. You are the most insecure person in the room. You are the most underconfident. Well, that's not a phrase, but still person within the room. And being the loudest in the room does not mean that what you are saying makes sense. Right? So For me, I really just saw side PMP as all I don't know, it just sounded more like shouting really. That's it really. That's all that sounded like to me. But quickly on the individuals, as I would have stated earlier, Faval had her substance, which was the information. For side PMP, it was clear that the jobs that Chris provided had hurt Peter Bunting. I believe Peter Bunting got very upset. If I must say, there was a question. I don't remember the question, but right after the break was done, they had asked a new question to the PNP, and Peter Bunting quite literally said, just I'm paraphrasing, but he quite literally said, just before I address this question, I want to address something that Mr. Tufton said before the break, and he went back on the crime issue.
Yeah.
And
all right. Yeah,
that was
fantastic. Sorry.
right, and that was a bit, not if for me, the emotion and everything quite literally just really overshadowed what the message was that they should have been presented. Kisha Anderson, I think she was trying to do something, in my opinion, as the treasurer of the People's National Party. I think she was coming through with something, but between the middle of the debate going towards the end, it seemed more of her just joining her colleagues. And as I said with Julian, shouting does not necessarily equate to conviction. So if I'm looking on substance, the JLP one on substance. If you're looking for optics and resonance and shouting, the PMP one on that front. But what I will say, though, is that I believe where substance is concerned, because if you are an undecided voter, I believe most of our undecided voters are looking for substance right now. And on that front, I would really just say that the JLP won this debate tonight on the basis of what the undecided voters are looking for.
Fantastic. Boy, I tell you, you got it all nailed down, Tari. Thank you so much. Listen to me. Jamaicans, the debate for you is September 3. Make sure you win that one, all right? All of us will debate on September 3. And when you go on that debate stage on September 3, you have one finger. Put your ex beside it.